So good to see you. So good to see more and more faces every day. We are investigating the spiritual reality underneath our material world, underneath our material reality, including our physical body, our emotions, our thoughts, our relationships, and of course also the collective matters that concern humanity as a whole, the world as a whole. And today, in this 9th transition, where we are going to explore a little bit more about how to build this bridge between the material and spiritual, how to apply all these spiritual images, inspirations, and intuitions into our practical life. Yeah? And as we're doing this, we're taking a moment here to feel into that power that I talked about yesterday, the power that holds everything together, the spiritual hierarchy of the thrones or Tronoi. Yeah, last night I asked you to tune into the future, on New Year's Eve, with the imagery, the active imagery of our planet Gaia, a representation of the divine feminine, preparing the fertile ground for our goals and intentions. And today, I want to look at the other aspect of that power, that fertilizes it. So I don't know how this went for you yesterday. Perhaps, you made similar experiences as I did, as I had. You may have encountered the power that works against your good intentions. Anybody? The doubts, the fears, the resentments. That's the reality of it, guys. Spirituality is not supposed to just make us feel good. Spirituality is supposed to sober us up, to wake us up. So with reflecting on the spirit beings, the spiritual hierarchies, the management levels of this realm here that belongs to the thrones, we learned that they are the ones that assist us with directing our will, with the power of initiative and dedication. We call this the will. Not just the willpower. The willpower is more sort of the executive part of it, where we step into action. But it is sort of the power in us that makes us go do things, if you will. Yesterday I asked you to stop doing and just listen. Today I want to ask you to feel into the power that makes you do things. And not just based on your wishes or your dreams, but based on a sober responsibility of being the co-creator of your reality. We talked about this yesterday. I remember a time when my son, my youngest son, was about 4 or 5 years old, and I talked to him before he went to sleep, and he had a hard time falling asleep. He had a hard time shutting down his mind, and he was talking, and I said, make sure that the thoughts that you fall asleep with are all good thoughts. Thoughts, that express your love, maybe for me, for your dad, for your sisters and brothers. for your dogs, for your cats, for your toys. Because at night, all that you go to sleep with turns into reality. Even your fears, even your bad thoughts, everything that you think into reality at nights. And my son looked at me and he screamed at me and says, no, I don't want this. I don't want all my thoughts to manifest. And then I said to him, well, honey, you don't need to be angry about this or worried about this. You have the power to choose what you're thinking. You have the power to decide what you want to manifest. And then he looked at me and he smiled and he's like, oh, okay, that's easy. You see? It's almost like how I talked to my son in that moment, that you can imagine that the spirit beings, the angels that we call thrones, talking to us. The problem with that is that if our thoughts or our thinking processes, as I called it yesterday, aren't fully our own, how can we make sure our choices are aligned with our true self? If we are constantly bombarded with these adversarial images and feelings, say through social media or current societal influences, what's happening in the world. Crisis, wars, impending doom, corruption, deception, manipulation, you name it. How can we tune into this inner realm with discernment, with the warmth and the light that is needed to turn our will into wisdom? How can we overcome our inner conflicts, our self-deception, and our fears of the unknown? Well, my son was only 5 years old at the time. It's very early for having this conversation, but it is something that is needed for all of us. If we can step into this conversation with ourselves and remind ourselves of our responsibility of what we are taking or bringing into the spirit realm every night when we go to bed. If that was what we are asking to be manifested. I say this in different ways. I usually say, like, where your attention goes, that's where your energy goes, and where your energy goes, that's where your manifestation goes. All right? It's a little easier for us to understand, but the mechanics of that is really that what you ingest is what you manifest. And so it becomes even more important nowadays, where we cannot always be sure that our thoughts are our own. On this 9th transition, this deeper investigation of the mysteries of the holy nights, we should or could reflect on the power in us that gives us the courage, that empowers us to transform, to actively transform our own internalized thoughts and our ideas, so that we can consciously manifest, consciously turn them into action. The power of will. This willpower, that's linked to the soul of the divine masculine spirit in us. Or masculine energy, if you will, regardless of our gender, by the way. We all are composed of this duality here. Yeah, the feminine that provides the space to grow, and the masculine, yeah, that fertilizes, that brings in the will. So we can see now that these dualities, yeah, with our willpower, that they are a key element for our personal manifestation process. I said yesterday, the content of our New Year's resolutions, our goals, is not so much important as the energy with which we engage with this, the reasons, the why we want to manifest these goals. And that's where we need to discern. Because without discernment, it can lead to manifestations of control, manipulation, war, deception, or even obsession, fixation, or addiction in our life. And in the world, as we've learned yesterday. So it's our job, yeah, to not just unconsciously act out of our lower desires to bring about relief or to better cope with whatever the challenges are that we're going through, but to actively tune in with our moral considerations, as I called this yesterday, to make more conscious choices, to make choices that are aligned with our spirit being that we are. So as you go through this day and go into the night, what kind of reality am I creating with my thoughts? Ask yourself. Are they based on fear or love? Yeah, are my manifestations or my desires, my goals, my New Year's resolutions based on fear or love? Do they bring more freedom, more truth, and more love into my life and that of others? Or do my goals, my intentions merely serve me to become better in coping with what I don't desire? Or perhaps they're so unrealistic that I fall into deeper doubts and fears. This is your job, guys. Nobody else can do this for you. But the thrones, yeah, this spirit hierarchy, yeah, that stands behind you is assisting you if you actually ask, if you actually connect with them in you. So on the practical level, the way to deal with our inner duality, yeah, nothing else than going overboard, yeah, with either of these extremes in us, is to remember who we are and why we are doing what we're choosing, to make everything a conscious choice, and to cultivate an awareness of deep inner dedication and love for life itself. Because life, this material life, this body, this reality that we have, that is our throne. That is what we are the kings and the queens of. That is in our power to choose. And so we become aware of the uncomfortable truth that it must include our physical, our emotional, our mental, our spiritual health, all of them. We must want this. We must want more truth, more freedom, and more love. Without truth, there cannot be freedom, and without freedom, there cannot be love. So on a deeper spiritual level, I want to inspire you today to align to this inner power, to overcome these adversarial forces in and around you. Yeah, to speak to that part in you so that you can step into your reality with a renewed courage, remembering the spiritual forces that stand behind you, supporting you in your inner and outer battles, and knowing that it is you who can choose which spirit you want to serve. The spirits of freedom, truth and love, or the spirits of control, deception, fear and manipulation. Yeah, big tasks here this afternoon. We are going to talk about what 2025 has in store for us as a human collective, not just in the material, but also in the spiritual realm. And if you are interested in cultivating this, adding this as a spiritual routine into your daily life, then maybe check into this channel here, this free community channel, our Daily Sacred Self Skype thread with daily meditations and discussions, or workshops and courses here at transCODES, where we learn these practices that can help us to actively train our free thinking, our free feeling, and our free willing. And thus allow us to overcome and learn from the lower expressions of this powerful will in us firsthand. So with this and a shout out, I would like to conclude today's contemplation. The shout out is to all of these beautiful souls, these beautiful people here in this Daily Sacred Self channel that have volunteered for years to serve others and coming together and finding a safe space for spiritual contemplation, for spiritual discussion and inquiry. Abigail, Aneta, Annette, Cindy, Jared, Julian, Gorsha, Roger, and Sheila. All of you beautiful souls that are providing others with this space. You are an expression of the thrones. By helping others to step into this courage. And I forgot Annetta, and I forgot Sheila, and I forgot so many more of you just because right now, I'm so overwhelmed with what this actually means when you provide this beautiful service selflessly to people you don't even know. So thank you all with the bottom of my heart for being such beautiful representations of this higher spiritual hierarchy within yourself. I see you guys in 1.5 hours, to tune into 2025. I hope to see you there again, and until tomorrow, if you can't come, stay conscious and enjoy this beautiful alignment to the divine masculine spirit now. Bye-bye. Divine masculine. I am one with the divine, balanced and whole. I honor my body and life force as the vehicles of my sacred journey, serving me with the inner experience of my sacred self. By aligning myself to the love that permeates in my body, mind, and spirit, every cell, thought, sentiment, and sensation, I honor the divine soul of the Father in me that fills me with the love He has for all creation. He gives me the motivation, strength, and courage to walk over the bridge of the deepest abyss in me, so that I can tame the rawness of this power and refrain from the temptations of misusing it. I understand now that I need to be open and I need to trust in this divine masculine love in me at all times, as its guidance helps me to overcome fear and passivity and empowers me to shine my light into the darkness. Due to the power of this alignment to my sacred heart, I can expel all foreign implants and false programming recorded in any dimension or time, and declare my soul purified and cleared from any entity or energy stating otherwise. Without this love for creation that is so much bigger than my ego, I feel empty, lonely, and unworthy, and cannot connect with the inner power to self-express. I herewith claim the right to love myself unconditionally. I don't need proof from the outside that I am worthy. I exist, and that's proof enough that the divine love and the grace of the sacred life force flows through me at all times. With every conscious breath, I honor creation and allow its power and wisdom to grow in me and to nurture me and all my relations. Divine Father, in front of you I bow. I surrender all that I am, that I was, and all that I pretended to be into your hands. I confess to the power of the divine permeating through me and dedicate my sacred journey only to expressions of divine love. I love all that I am. Thank you.